Welcome to TechBox. In our previous videos, we have learned about many commands under the SQL, and we have seen what is meant by a relation and what is domain and what are the tuples, attributes, cardinality and degrees, primary keys, foreign keys and candidate keys, alternate keys. So likewise we have saw many terms and we also worked on some commands. I have completed working on almost all the commands under the MySQL. So in our today's video we are going to learn some introduction about MySQL software. So what is meant by MySQL? MySQL is an open source relational database management system. Okay, open source means it is available everywhere with free of cost. So it is an open source relational database management system. So what is meant by a relational database management system? It is nothing but the tables. Okay, so working with the tables is coming under the relational database management systems. So what are the features of MySQL? So speed, it works very speed. And the cost is very low, and it is query language support. So it is supported only on the queries. We are giving the queries, so that's why it is called as SQL, structured query language. So once we give the queries, okay, so then only we can able to work under the particular database. So the language it is supporting, it is MySQL. Okay, so data types, it supports the data types. We are having many data types under this. So like char, varchar, text, int, float, double, decimal, date, time, boolean. So we are having many data types under MySQL as we have worked in Python environment. So same here, okay. But small differences there when compared to the Python language. The security. So the security is very important in each and every databases to maintain the data very securely. So for that the security is available highly in MySQL software. So once we put the password, then only we can able to open our SQL environment. So that's why it is very secure. So the data are secured in MySQL. And scalability and limits. Scalability and limits in the sense we can work on more number of lines. So it is having more number of spaces to work on more queries. So we are going to see the difference between SQL versus MySQL software. So comparison between MySQL and SQL. So in order to access the data within the MySQL database, all programs and users must use the SQL. Okay, so what is the theme name? This is a structured, Q is query, and L is for language. So in order to access the data within the database, we are going to use this structured query language. In particular database, the database name is called as MySQL. Under the MySQL database, we are working with a particular language. We users are working on a particular language that is called as structured query language to what? To access the data in the database. So the next, SQL set of commands that is recognized by all the RDBMS. So RDBMS is nothing but we are having more relational database management system. So SQL is a set of commands which is recognized by the relational database management system. Then, what are the key differences? So SQL is a language in which is used to operate your database. Okay. So under this SQL query, whenever we are giving this SQL query, then only we can able to retrieve the data, store the data, change the data or delete some data. Okay, so that is called as operate your database. Whereas MySQL is what? One of the first open source database available in the market. So this is nothing but a software. Okay, MySQL is, we can say that as a database or else we can say it as a software. But inside the database we are using this SQL language for retrieving the data, for some operations. What are those operations? For retrieving the data, working on what? User details, for entering the user details. Suppose in college, we are working with what? Number of teachers, number of students, and your phone numbers, and your names, marks, and the name of the subjects of the teachers. So all the things are stored in particular database, and for that they will be using this SQL query. And the software they are using is to store all those details is called as MySQL software. And it is first open source database available in the market. Open source database in the sense it is available free of cost. You can download from the internet. SQL is used in accessing, updating, and manipulation of data in the database, while MySQL is an RDBMS that allows keeping the data that exists in the database organized. Okay, now only I have said you, SQL is used for accessing, updating, and manipulation of data in the database. So to access, what is mean by accessing? For particular thing we should know, okay, for particular person details if we need to know means we will go to the table and we will get the data. That is called as accessing. Updating in the sense, what is the second thing? So updating. So updating is if you are going to change any person's details. Suppose if some of the student phone number has been changed in the database, it should be needs to change in the database also. For that you are going to update the database with new phone number. And for manipulation of data, manipulation of the data means we are working on the particular data. Okay. While MySQL is what? It is nothing but an relational database management system, and it allows keeping the data that exists in the database organized. It makes the database organized by making the data inside organized way. Okay. So the next is SQL is a structured query language, and MySQL is an RDBMS to store, retrieve, modify, and administrate the database. SQL is a query language, while MySQL is a database software. So these and all the key differences. So the next important topic is categories of SQL commands. So we are having some categories under the SQL commands. So what are those? DDL commands. The first one is DDL commands. The expansion for DDL is Data Definition Language. So this allows us to perform tasks related to the structure of the table. We can only use this data definition language to perform any task related to the structure of the table. So what are the parts which is available on the structure of the table? We are having the parts such as in a particular table. If we are having a table called as student table, we will be having the column number 1 as a roll number, student ID, right? So student ID is your column number 1 and student name is your column number 2, and the third thing is stream they are selecting, and the fourth thing is percentage they are getting in particular stream. So this is called as a structure. So the DDL is working only on what? It works only on the structure of the table. So the next SQL command is Data Manipulation Language, which is shortly called as DML. So DML is nothing but Data Manipulation Language. So what it will do? It enables us to access or manipulate the data from the table. It enables us to access. What I said you about the access? Accessing is nothing but to get some details of the table, particular table, or to manipulate the data from the table. Okay, accessing and manipulating is nothing but to get something from the table or to change anything from the table. For that, the data manipulation language is getting used. And the last one, the last categories of SQL commands is DCL, and this DCL is not in your syllabus. In your class 12 syllabus, DCL is not there, but you can know this, okay? You can learn this. DCL is nothing but data control language. So these DCL is used in industries. Okay, they will be using in the industries. So for what they are using, so the DCL includes commands such as, what are those commands? Grant and revoke. So these are the two commands which is used in DCL. So for what it is used, which is mainly deals with the rights and permissions and other controls of the database system. So this grant and revoke commands, which is what? It is dealing with the rights and the permission of particular database system. Okay. So the next thing, first of all, we have studied the DDL commands, and second we studied DML commands. So I have said you DDL commands will be working only on the structure of the table. So the commands which is used to work on the structure of the tables are the three types of commands. What is it? To create a table, to alter a table, and to drop a table. So to create a table, we will be using this create command and the table. And for altering the table, suppose if we are going to alter the name of the column, or if we are going to change the name, size of the data type. So data type or its size we are going to change, means that is coming under the alter table command. Okay, suppose if we are going to add one column in the table, or delete one column from the table, for that we are using this alter command. The third thing is to drop the table. This drop the table is completely deleting the particular table. So the three commands under the DDL are create table, alter table, and drop table, which are working only on the structure of the table. So the next command is your DML command. So these are the DML commands which is working only on the data inside the table. So the first command is insert into. So insert into command is used to enter the values inside the table. And the second one is update command. Update command is, I have already said you, update command is used to change the details of already existed data in a particular table. Okay, suppose if any phone number is there, suppose if it is going to be changed with new number, then it is called coming under the update command. By using those update command, we can change the existing details from the data with the new data. And the delete command. So this delete command is used to delete the particular rows from the table. And the select command is used to select, okay, it is used to retrieve the data from the table. Suppose if we need to know the student details who are studying biology or who are studying computer science. So these details must be delivered. Okay, these details alone will get retrieved particularly from that particular table, and for this the select command is used. So we have worked on all those SQL commands. Go to the previous videos and you can check it. Okay, I have worked on all the structured commands and the manipulation commands. So I have worked on these create table, alter table, drop table commands, and I have worked on insert into, update, delete, and select commands. So you can go and watch on the SQL database versions and check all the commands and how to work it. You can go and work on your own. Okay, download the SQL data software and you can work on your own by seeing the videos I have provided you with all those commands. So study well. All the best.